yourself with an angle or an idea you came up with that Steve Keirn and Steve came up with the idea of using his father to create that incredibly, I mean, it was molten lava hot from start to finish. It was deadly dangerous, too, for me. I was like I didn't get killed. But Steve came up with that. We took it to Booker, and they said, well, an 8-year POW returns home a hero, and we can use him to promote our wrestling. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. They didn't know what I was going to say in my interview. Nobody asked me, and I didn't bother to tell them. But I went on TV and called him a coward, and I had death threats. And I apologized on TV before I left the territory. I asked for a special minute, and I apologized to Colonel Keirn and to all the veterans out there for what I said. I said I was rash, young, and hungry, and what I said was totally out. I said I'm a veteran myself. My dad is a veteran, buried in Arlington. I said I said Steve and I were young and hungry, and Colonel Keirn, gave us his blessing, but nonetheless, I insulted every veteran out there, and I apologize for it.
But Bob, that was obviously, Bob, that was part of the angle. That was what you were supposed to do. You said what you wanted to say, but that was also part of the angle to get heat because you and Steve Keirn had that tremendous feud at Championship Wrestling from Florida. You, like you said, you were a United States Army man. You had entered Michigan State University on a football scholarship. Then about a year and a half later, you left school to join the Army. So you were an Army guy, but you were portraying Bob Roop, the villain, Bob Roop, the heel at that time.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, here's what's, I'll try to make it quick. What happened was Steve and Eddie Graham were on earlier in the program, and they showed this video of Colonel Keirn returning home from being a captive and living in a hole in the ground, a bamboo cage, being tortured and beaten every day for 8 years. He's returning home. His son has not seen him in 8 years. And it's a picture of him getting off the plane and Steve running out across the runway, the tarmac, to greet his dad. I almost tear up thinking about it. He hadn't seen his dad in 8 years. And you know who the narrator was? Walter Cronkite. I mean, the father of American journalism, news. He helped in the Vietnam War with his criticism of it. He was immensely important, by far the godfather of the news anchors, and he was doing the narration. Well, that was on early in the show. And Eddie Graham was out there, and Steve was thanking Eddie for being like a surrogate father for him when his own dad was there. Very tender moment. Well, I came out later. I had my 2 minutes. I had spent the night before with a tape recorder rehearsing and timing it. I wanted to say everything I had to say. And I talked about being a veteran myself, and the first two codes of military conduct is I will not be captured by the enemy. Colonel Keirn was not only captured once, he was captured twice. He was captured in World War II and the Korean War, I don't remember which one. So he blocked that one twice. And then the second code of military conduct is, if I am captured by the enemy, I will make every attempt to escape. Well, he didn't escape from either one of those. So, to my mind, this guy's not a hero, he's a coward. They didn't plan on me saying that. Well, Steve was going to, his attitude, we were young and green, I never would, to say something like that today, I would sew my mouth shut with barbed wire before I'd say that today. But Steve planned to come out there just smoking hot. He was going to be a man on fire. But as he ran out there, the TV camera had one of those big rings around the bottom that stabilize it in case the camera's ever jostled, so it doesn't go over and smash a $10,000, $20,000 camera or whatever it is. And so when he ran by the camera, he ran as close as he could. He banged his ankle on that support ring at the bottom, and he thought he broke it. And he had to launch himself after he hit it, his foot went numb. And he had to launch himself from about 8 feet away and dove right over the desk, go slowly back down the way. He probably would have been thought he broke his ankle and he was in acute pain. He's crying. And he says, Roop, my father suffered enough. My father suffered enough, Roop. My dad suffered enough. I went back into I didn't see that part of it till later. I went back into back in the control room. Jodi Hamilton was the booker. Jim Barnett. I worked for Jim Barnett twice in Australia. I knew him pretty well. He's pacing back and forth, and he's going, this guy, Barnett, has done some of those outrageous things you've ever heard of in Australia. He won Adelaide, Australia one night. He had Mark Lewin and Ken Curtis and two guys they were working against fight out into the street. They almost got run over by a bus in the front of the theater. he did some of those outrageous stuff you ever saw. But he's walking back and forth. He's going, oh my God, Bobby, what have you done? Oh my God, pacing back and forth. Oh my God, Bobby, what have you done? What have you done? Oh my God. Jodi Hamilton walks up to me, says, Bobby, you better get if you're not armed now, he said, you better get you a gun, son. And he was dead serious. And it just began to occur to me that maybe I had overstepped. My girlfriend at the time, this was before I met and married dear Molly and had 41 wonderful years with her, was working at the MacDill Air Force Base as a cocktail waitress. And she came home and she said, what did you do? I said, why? What's the matter? She said, I heard some guys talking today about trying to find out where you live. She said, where we live. They're going to come to find our house and throw hand grenades through the windows. They have these big anti-tank grenades they're talking about that blow up tanks. They want to get one of those and throw it through the window of our house. I thought, oh my God. I bought a 357 Magnum and a shotgun.
Did you think of, Bob, did you think of moving?
I'm sorry?
Did you think of moving?
Oh, I should have. I just purchased a house.
Yeah, that's how That's how serious. That's how serious the situation. That angle was, and you had the belief anyway. And then for you to come out and say that and bring reality into this segment, and then like you said with Steve being hurt and then him crying, he's in pain. It just heightened that whole situation. But gosh, what a hot feud! What one of the greatest feuds with Championship Wrestling from Florida, and to be a part of that, even though what built up to it and what it was about, it just was amazing.
Well, it was, and it was so hot that they couldn't put it underneath. Dusty Rose was red hot at the time and drawing everywhere. I mean, all had my hats off to him. He was a great draw. He drew more money in Florida than I can't think of anybody who drew more. And but we had to be put in lights out match. We had to be put at the top of the card. We couldn't go underneath. It was so hot. So what they did is they had to pull back some stuff, some promotion, and redo programs, and they made Steve and me a lights out match. No rules that went on after the regular card. And I don't know how happy Dusty was with that, but I think even he recognized that it was a hot angle, and it was the kind of angle that wasn't going to last. It wasn't going to last that long. You can't make that angle last a year. It's just too hot. You start out almost at the end. You start out where Steve and I had a feud, and had built a feud, and then at the end